Welcome back to another episode of Opening Your Eyes to What Living in Nigeria Looks Like. The kind of business that works in Nigeria, how you can be strategic in getting customers, and then the kind of skincare you can, get for yourself, or you want to do body maintenance, and how much you might be budgeting. I am not into a spa business, but I'm a fashion designer, which the reason for this video is to share with you guys experiences and things living in Nigeria looks like, and that is why this video is on. Guys, starting first with the kind of business that works in Nigeria. Any type of business you do, like making of hair, selling outfits, selling thrifted outfits, like okay, then selling foodstuffs. Also, petroleum is another business that works in Nigeria. You can also talk about red oil business. People open shops right now for red oil business, which really works for them. And then I will still talk about groundnut business, which a lot of people are consuming groundnut day by day. And right now, these are not those days that you live in Nigeria and then you say you don't have any business idea. That is the reason why you have videos like this, to enlighten you on the kind of business you will do. And then when you're talking about groundnut business in Nigeria, like already fried groundnut, roasted groundnut. Yes, some call it fried, some call it roasted, but the kind of groundnut I'm talking about are the roasted ones. These groundnuts, when you fry them, you can actually bottle them or tie them on nylons, just as prices differ. Then prepare them and put them in a shop. I have seen people selling only granules, and they are really making it, not selling the bags of granules like the fresh ones. I'm not talking about the fresh ones, but selling the fresh ones is also a business other people does. That is that for that one. And then other people sell rice, people sell, I talked about foodstuffs, and those are under foodstuffs. And then another business that you may be thinking about in Nigeria is making pastries, or being a baker. You can also be a caterer in Nigeria. It really works because many people love eating pastries. That's pastries, right? Yes, people love eating cakes, people love eating chin chin, people order parfait online, people also order chocolates and the rest of it. So if you're very good in catering, people can also call you for cooking service, or then a traditional marriage, birthday, and many others. Business another that works in Nigeria is a shoemaking business, like slip-ons, female slippers, male slippers. All these ones works in Nigeria as well. Now, talking about skincare, maybe you want to get your skincare in Nigeria. I'm going to tell you to be very careful about the type of creams you're buying in Nigeria, because I'm not trying to spoil business for skincare vendors in Nigeria, but I'm going to tell you that many of them do not know what they are doing. Yeah. So before you get a skincare product in Nigeria, you have to go to the right source. Maybe people that are really into it, people that have already learned about it or studied about it, or you can visit a dermatologist in Nigeria, someone that can give you a prescription of the kind of cream to use, the kind of acne product to use, the kind of pimples product, the kind of, a lot, whatever that is going on with your skin. You have to visit a dermatologist, because right now in Nigeria, almost everyone in Nigeria is now a skincare vendor. Excuse me. Very alarming. A lot of women in Nigeria right now already have scars over their faces, already have skin burn, and many more, which they are still buying products that can help them get rid of the skin burn or sunburn. And then all those black spots, black face, black part of the face. A lot of women right now are going through such in Nigeria as a result of people that call themselves skincare vendors that does not know anything about skincare. So many of them went into that business because they have seen a lot of adverts on TikTok, and then before you know what's happening, they are like, I think I can do this business, and then they ventured into a business they know nothing about. So you're just going to be very careful about that. Now, I told you guys I'm going to be talking about 3 things on this video: businesses that works in Nigeria, the strategies you have to use to get customers to your business, that's traffic, and then your skincare and how to be careful. Guys, I've talked about 2, and then I'm moving to the next one, which is how to get customers in Nigeria. And I'm making this video as early as because I have other things to attend to, and I said I'm just going to put this video out here because I need to speak to people who really wants to hear. Talking about how to get customers in Nigeria, you will be talking about being very strategic. Now, what do I mean being very strategic? You're not just going to sit in your shop and then wait for customers to come from anywhere. It doesn't work like that anymore in Nigeria, because a lot of people are now going to people they know or people that are being referred to them, and that is more people they patronize. People do not walk in anymore to shops like that anymore. Not just if they were doing that like 100% 2 or 3 years ago. Right now it's like 20%. You can sit in your shop for 6 months and then you only be getting just few customers out of a million. You might be getting 100. Walk-in customers no longer works much in Nigeria. You need to go through a brand. You need to go through someone who is already popular on the media. You need to go through people to advertise you. Then before a lot of people can know about your business, you need to also give a flyer to people on the road to announce to them that you do something like this, and then they can patronize your business. That's the second way to be strategic. And the third way is also sending WhatsApp messages to people, sending them your product. That is also you advertising your business. That is another way you can draw traffic to your business. And the fourth way to draw traffic to your business is posting your business on the social media. Always make your business be on their faces at every moment. You do not need to skip, because skipping is like chasing your customers away. So you need to be on the media. You need to put out your business. If you're going to live in Nigeria, you have to put your business on their face, else they're not going to notice you. And then if I'm going to add a fifth way to get traffic to your business if you're living in Nigeria, and then that is you doing a mass talking. You telling people what you sell, telling them how your business, how what you sell can work for them, and how low price you can sell to them. Then if I'm going to add the sixth one, bring down your price. That's the only way and much way you can make sales living in Nigeria, because if you do not bring down your price, you're not going to get customers a lot. And then you also need to sell on credit at times to your customers. Yes, that is a bitter truth. They will want you to sell on credit. Then by the time they get money, they can also pay you part of the remaining. But if you know you can't do that credit stuff, you can just do other ones I've just told you right now, which really works. Then even if you must sell on credit, now let me tell you how you're going to do it. You can keep your goods in the shop. The person will make a part payment to you. By the time the person brings the remaining of the payment, the person can just come and take it. The only thing you're going to do is that goods the person have already purchased and then made a part payment for, you are not going to put it among others that are still on sales. I'll see you guys in my next video. If you love videos like this where I share my experience, reviews, I tell you stories, and then tell you information, I give you guys information on what and how to live in Nigeria, gist that happen in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, do well to subscribe to my channel, share this video to a lot of people, and then tell me what you think in comment section. If I'm making sense, just give me your answers. I'll see you guys in my next video.